Hi there, Aries. What's happening? This is Raina, and here is your July 2015 Tarotscope. I'm going to use the same spread that I used last month, and I'm going to weave in some of the astrological transits that are occurring in July. And for the card representing the energy coming in from June, I picked for you the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups shows a young man under a tree. His arms are folded like he's kind of sulking. I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck, and there are three cups on the ground, and there's a fourth cup being presented to him by a cloud, and I always love those clouds. But the cloud, I am sure, represents divinity, and he's being given, and having three cups on the ground, the number three is ruled by Jupiter and it represents abundance. So it almost feels like he doesn't realize the good he has, and he's not being grateful. He's bored, he's dissatisfied with his life, he's jaded, that sort of thing. And so this might be you coming into July. And I was kind of thinking about this when I was pulling the cards, and I think that Aries has a tendency sometimes to get very excited, and then I would imagine that you guys, sometimes fall into a state of apathy because you get jaded by life when it doesn't live up to your high expectations. So there might be a bipolar quality because you are so enthusiastic, and it's so contagious when other people can be a part of that. But I guess the caution is to always maintain equanimity so that you never get into this jaded state. Because I know that Aries is a very idealistic sign, and you guys always have these amazing dreams for yourself. You guys have so much enthusiasm for life. And just the way that life sometimes plays itself out, it doesn't meet your expectations. So when it does that, I guess the key is never to get to the point where you get totally discontent. That you can always maintain an inner balance and never have to fluctuate too much. But I just want to say, Aries, I picked some really good cards for you when it comes to money. For Taurus, I got a lot of love cards, and for you, I got a lot of money cards. Okay, so that's something to be happy about, right? And for the first half of July, I picked the Queen of Pentacles. And queens can actually be real people, mothers, your mother, or someone you look up to as a mother, or it could be like a female boss, or maybe it's not a woman at all. Maybe it's a man who has those nurturing characteristics, but it's somebody who's good with money at the same time. So if it is a mother, it's somebody who has maybe a home business. This could be you. Maybe you're a new mother and you started a business from home, and this business is going to take off, and you're nurturing your assets and your while you're nurturing your child. But it's definitely a card of abundance. It's definitely a card of material comfort. And there's also a feeling of caring with this person. There's a feeling of cooperation with others. If someone is actually a business person, then this person is good in working as a team. It's just a really good omen for anything dealing with financial success. And let's look at some of the astrology of July. On the very first of the month, we have a full moon in Capricorn at 9 degrees, almost 10 degrees. And that occurs at 9:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is in your 10th house, Aries. So that's your career house. So maybe this ties into that, where you get some kind of promotion or salary bump up, and this increases your abundance and stature at work. There's some good aspects to Neptune at this full moon. We have the sun trining Neptune and we have the moon sextiling Neptune. So these are great visualization energies, and the visualization can help to manifest future material abundance. On the 15th of the month, we have a new moon in Cancer at 23 degrees at 8:24 p.m. Central Standard Time. This falls in your fourth house, and the fourth house is a house of home and family. So for some of you, you may be moving to a new house. And this may be the time you hear that it's gone up and that you'll be able to do it. Or maybe this was already in the works and you will actually be moving up at this time. But again, this is great energy related to, this is great real estate energy. So again, this relates to prosperity, I would say. There might be a new addition to the family. Some of you may be about to give birth, but there's definitely a sense of expansion in the material sense in the month of July for you, Aries. Venus is in Leo, your fifth house, and will be going into Virgo on the 19th of the month. Now, with Venus in Virgo, you might have felt that creativity came easier, and when it goes into the sixth house, it's good for health matters. It will be going retrograde on the 25th, so you might have to really kind of look at some of the things that you do in regards to your health and make the necessary adjustments during the retrograde. It will be staying at 0 degrees Virgo for the rest of the month. And of course, these are general readings, and not everyone will have these transits in the same houses. So, ostensibly, it will be staying in the sixth house for the rest of the month. Uranus has been in your sign, Aries, for several years. And this has really just totally changed the way in which you want to present yourself to the world. And Uranus is going retrograde on the 26th of the month. And in retrograde motion, Uranus becomes even more, I would say, intense about its intent to shake things up. And so I believe that Aries will be even more magnetic when Uranus goes retrograde. And you will have this kind of electric, charisma that is very unusual, and people can't help but notice, but they can't put their finger on it because it is such an energizing transit. And it does really make you more likely to have a unique way of expressing yourself. The card I picked for the second half of the month, Aries, is the Seven of Pentacles. And it shows somebody who's tending their crops. And there are green shoots, which means that it's a work in progress. But these crops are pentacles, they're coins, they're money. So whatever business that you're nurturing, it's going to pay off. It just needs more watering. You have to have patience, perseverance, and I think that for some of you, this is actually more of an expansion of a business, because with the Queen of Pentacles in the first half of the month, it sounds like you're pretty soundly in some kind of profitable venture. Or it could mean that you have a very profitable day job and you've been doing your own thing on the side, and it's going to eventually pay off. You just have to water the crops a little bit longer. And Aries is a very impatient sign, so this is something that would behoove you guys to cultivate patience. But again, more money signs. And to make matters even better, for the overall theme of the month, Aries, I got the Nine of Cups, which is the wish card. And that means that this whole month of July will probably be filled with the vibration of having your dreams realized and living in abundance. And it's really an overall positive card. There could be overindulgence. You know, the look on the man's face is a little bit smug. But other than that, it's just like so positive and wonderful. And it definitely goes along with the other cards that I picked. I find it interesting that the cards that bookend this reading, the first and the last card that I picked, were both Cups cards, and both feature men with their arms folded. The Four of Cups is sitting under the tree, but he's pouting. He's saying, I'm not happy with what I have. And the Nine of Cups, his arms are folded, but he's like, and what, bitch? And what? He's almost like gloating. So, it's kind of a very interesting dichotomy there. And I really get a kick out of that in terms of the synchronicity of like the two sides of the same coin. And Aries, you might identify with that as part of your personality, that you have the tendency sometimes to kind of gloat or pout. I don't know, but I just think it's kind of fun. And Aries, on the last day of July, we have something very cool. We have a full moon that is a blue moon because it's the second one in the month, and this time it's in 7 degrees of Aquarius, almost 8 degrees, at 5:43 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now this full moon falls in your 11th house of hopes and wishes. So it's a great time for manifesting your dreams. And even if you don't actually believe in the power of full or new moon, you can use it symbolically, and you choose that as the time to really focus on what you want to accomplish, like to the end of 2015. And the fact that it's a blue moon, I think, is really special and maybe actually makes it more potent. Who knows? But in any case, it's a great capper to a very interesting month in any case. I hope you liked your reading, Aries. I will be back in several weeks with August. Until then, take care, guys. Bye.